Hi, welcome back to the Real House Guest of North Hollywood. I'm your host, Carson Frey. How are you, hotties? We're back for the Roni premiere. I'm in my Jenna Lyons best because it is the premiere of Roni. And we have a very special guest host, Kimberly.
Hi.
She's Kimberly to you guys. Only Kim to her close friends.
Yeah, Kim to my close friends.
So Kim's a fun guest host because she really doesn't like Bravo at all. But somehow she loves Roni. But only this new cast of Roni. Don't comment saying Sonia and she
No,
doesn't
I
know.
have no idea who any of those women are.
You just love the new cast.
I just love the new cast.
And she's been waiting. This is our 22nd episode, and Kim has been waiting 22
Oh, I've been
weeks.
waiting since you started talking about like the idea of this podcast. I'm like, I want to be the Roni guest.
The Roni commentary. So we're going to just start with some fun Roni rapid fire questions. Kim, who will cause the most drama this season?
I think Brynn, but I mean, maybe the first episode is just teasing us to think. Maybe Brynn, maybe Uba. I think it's like between those two.
Okay. Who will surprise you the most?
Jenna. Because I was surprised she even came back, like especially after us like talking about it and being like, oh, maybe she won't come back. We'll probably get a new housewife. Like I honestly did not think she was gonna come back, but like she came in full force this first episode.
Yeah.
So Jenna, I think, will surprise me the most.
She's given us like real housewife behavior.
Yeah. Like I feel like she went back and she did her homework and she's like, okay, I think I know what to do.
Yeah. Who will give us the best looks of the season?
Brynn. I love everything she wears. Like that dress she wore to the rooftop bar in this first episode. I want that.
She, to me, looks like how when I would read 17 magazine when I was a teenager, like how I thought it would look. Who do you think will have the funniest confessionals?
Oh, Jessel.
Yeah.
Like, she's already started off strong, and I love anything they cut to her for. Like, her edits are really good.
So funny. And then who do you think will be best friends at the end of the season?
I think it's going to be Jessel and Aaron. And I can't say, I don't know why, but I have a feeling it's going to be them too. And maybe it's because like last season they weren't like so close, but it just feels like this season like they're on like the same middle ground.
Yeah, and we love a frenemies to friends.
Frenemies to friends, enemies to lovers, yeah.
It's all the same.
It's all the same, yeah.
And also female friendships can be way more intense than
they're way more intense, way more emotional. Like I think we're gonna come full circle with those two this season.
Yeah, but let's start with some Bravo news. Again, Kim does not know these people.
Absolutely nothing.
So any shit talk is just shit talking. Okay, guys. Jax finally responded to Britney's divorce petition. He did it very, he didn't hire a lawyer, y'all. And he, like, incorrectly filed all over that. He said their son, Cruz, has been living with them since 2019. Homeboy was born in 2021. Yeah, so Jax, just hire a lawyer. Like, stop. You're just going to delay the divorce process. And free Britney. Free Britney, okay? Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which I know is a Hulu show, but guys, it's like pretty much Bravo because we're eating it up like it's Bravo. Season 2, we got more episodes come in and they're filming right now. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills teaser came out this week. I'm so excited. If Housewives is football, that is my home team. Even though, guys, North Hollywood, nowhere near Beverly Hills, but it's okay. We can just act like it's all the same. The real big drama, though, to come out this week, though, is, so they're filming that, like, housewife hotel. So, Kim, it's basically, like, they took a bunch of these single housewives, and they're, like, doing a dating show with them. It's called, like, Housewife, like, Love Hotel, I think it's called.
Okay.
And there's 4 housewives, and they're, like, bringing all these men for them to do, like, a dating show. Joel Kim Booster apparently is the host, and they just finished filming.
Oh, interesting choice.
He went off on Instagram about Shannon Bedore Storms. He was like, who treats people like that? Like, look it all up, y'all. Like, obviously he deleted it, but you can find the screenshots. It's everywhere. part of me was like, because I've been loving Shannon this season on OC. She's having a little bit of a redemption. And I'm like, oh, she's actually a bad person. Thank you for reminding me, Joel. Because it looked like from what he posted that she treated a production member who's a black woman very terribly. And Joel was like standing up. But then I saw something on Twitter that's like, we need to be mindful of how gay men talk about women, you know, and the misogyny within it. So I just want to put both things out there and look at this drama. It's quite interesting. Stassi's new show is officially filming. There's been photos coming out. I'm so excited. It's going to be on Hulu. It looks like her kids are involved. It's being produced by a lot of people who make Vanderpump. Very excited. And that kind of leads us to book club announcement. If you missed last episode, me and my Grammy covered What Remains by Carol Ratswell. We both loved it. And this month we are doing Stassi's new book, You Can't Have It All. Read along. I'm halfway through it. It's great. Now let's move into our Roni recap where Kim will have something to say and know what I'm talking about.
Woo! All right.
Okay. So it opens with this like fourth wall break, which I found like so interesting because housewives, Kim, they hate breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of confused when I went into the episode. I was like, is this before? Is this after? Because I didn't have like a timeline of when they filmed. And so going into this, I was like, oh, and then they cut immediately to like the first scene of the season, and I'm like, oh, like they're teasing us for like what's to come.
Here's what's to come.
Which is like I think great like marketing strategy, but very unusual for like a housewife.
Yeah,
episode,
to
right?
break that fourth wall.
Yeah.
And also, I always thought they filmed those things like solo and then like put them together to see that.
Oh, so you'd never like actually seen them like film?
No.
that?
And
Oh.
I think because there are different production companies that do every show.
Yeah.
So I think it just kind of is different for every single one. Okay. And then we go to Bryn's apartment.
Okay.
I love her apartment.
I love her apartment. There's no way she did that all on her own, though, right?
No, I think she
No.
hired a designer.
Right?
She has money now.
Yeah.
She's a housewife, baby.
Well, I mean, yeah, like an apartment outside of Gramercy Park. Like, come on.
It's
like,
so pretty.
that's so expensive. Like, I knew as soon as, like, that she moved over there, I was like, oh, okay. Like, she got some kind of money.
And it's just like the wallpaper. I
Mhm.
love.
It all looked really nice. All
It's
really well
so
done.
pretty. It is
Yeah.
so pretty.
Are we going to talk about her brother now?
Let's talk about the brother. He's hot. I want the brother.
Really?
I want him.
See, like, I think he's cute, but yeah.
I don't know.
I think I'm more attracted to Bryn than I am her brother. I mean, like, they could be, like, twins. Like, they are really, like...
They're so cute. And he just seems so, like, gentle and...
He does. He seems very gentle, very, like, not in the scope of, like, what all of this is.
Yeah.
Or, like, in... Not that, he doesn't care about, like, what this is, but, like...
So supportive.
I think he's supported. Like, he cares about Bryn and her interests, and so he'll be there for her. But, like, he's not necessarily, like, going deep diving into, like, the housewives.
No.
Or, like, social media or stuff like that. Like, he seems
No.
very just, like, in touch with himself and, like, his...
He seems like he has a private Instagram.
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
like, 200 followers.
Exactly. It's, like, his close friends, his
But
mom.
why does he live in South Korea?
For work, right?
But what does he do for work?
I feel like we could literally, like, find his LinkedIn and figure that out.
That's right. Bryn and I are the same, though. And
Yeah.
I want to explain why. So, obviously, we're both from Indiana. We're both Hoosiers. Do you know what Hoosier is?
The mascot?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just someone from Indiana.
Okay, yeah.
We call ourselves Hoosiers.
Interesting.
Also, both Aquarius suns and risings. And we both have little fluffy animals named Sugar.
Oh.
So, like...
Oh, is her dog named Sugar?
Yeah, her dog is named Sugar.
Her new dog is named Sugar. I didn't even think about that. I
So-
saw that in your notes, and I was like, she also has a cat named Sugar?
No, her little dog is named Sugar.
Aw.
So, like, the only difference is she's a dog person and I'm a cat person.
Yeah.
But that gives me, like, oh, when I have money, I'll be like,
When I grow up, I'll be just like her.
kind of.
Yeah.
When I grow up, I want to be
Brit.
Brit.
Oh. We're singing different songs.
You want to be Aaron.
Yeah. I love Erin. We'll get to that.
We'll get to Aaron. Then we see Jessel on the subway, which... Did you watch Kim and Courtney Take New York?
Yes.
It reminded me of when Kim takes the subway for the first time.
Mhm.
Courtney is Pavitt, where she's like, this is great. And then Kim Kardashian's like, hello. When Jessel said hello to that person on the subway and Pavitt goes, Don't do that.
But like whenever he asked her like, "Oh, how much do you spend on Ubers?" $990 a month. Like I remember watching the first episode, and you were like, "That's not a lot," and I was like, "Excuse me, that's not a lot of money to spend on Ubers a month."
Like, I'm comparing it to like LA, and I'm like, if a rich person is in LA, they'll have like a $990 car payment a month. But then you guys were like, but it's LA.
It's
like
LA, like you have to have a car. Sorry. Also shocked. Well, because when you said that, I was like, "There's no way." Also, Carson's the only person in that room that doesn't drive, so
yeah. So I'm like, that's not that much. Guys, if this episode feels unhinged, producer Ezra is not here. He's not here. We have some crunchy queens helping us out.
Andre, yes.
But we are missing producer Ezra.
Like Carson thinks that a car payment is $1,000.
I know. When she said that, I was like, "Girl, what are you driving? Like a Bugatti? Like
That's what I'm thinking. Like a rich person is paying. Like
No, a rich person is fully paying for their whole entire car in one payment. Done. They don't have a monthly payment.
That's right. No monthly payments when you're rich.
But like, I guess in New York, $990 isn't crazy.
Yeah. It's pretty bad though. Like, cause think the subway a month pass is like a couple hundred.
It's like $20. No. Or like a 1 week pass is $20. So like what? 20 times 4?
100? 80? I would be okay.
So okay, as you can see, we don't know how to do math. And neither does Andre because he did not answer either.
Okay.
Or we all just don't have money. That too.
Yeah, it's all just like, I don't know what it's like. I can't add. Pavitt now is a food influencer, which
Well, that's
love.
not surprising. Yeah.
No, love. Jessel and Pavitt, though, I find them to be like such a messy, like
They're such opposites, I feel like. Or like the whole comments about like their embryos.
oh,
That made me I was so annoyed. He's like, "Oh, Elon Musk." I was like,
that's
"What
a
are you-"
little misogynistic.
Yeah, that felt very little misogynistic. Or like how he hadn't gotten her any gifts or anything.
That made me scared to have babies,
Yeah.
honestly, because
But like I don't think all men are like that, but just like that just
if I push 2 babies out of me, producer Ezra better be giving me more gifts.
Ooh.
The gifts cannot be stopping. I want more.
double the
double.
push gift. You hear that, everybody? Double the push gift.
All in podcast supplies.
You can get that giant light we wanted, yeah.
That's all I want. Yeah, the girl is frozen in Beverly Hills. The embryo, not a
That
girl.
sounds like the name of like a movie. It's gonna come out on 2024 soon. The Frozen Girl in Beverly Hills.
So they got to get it to New York, and I think Jessel like wants a daughter.
Yeah,
She's a girl's girl.
and I think that's fair. I mean, like with the twins were also embryos, right? Did they want twins, or did it just happen?
Well, with IVF, I think it's as much you do what will take.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think with IVF they try to do doubles when possible because sometimes they don't take. Then we see Uba, Aaron, and Rebecca at lunch.
I was surprised about Uba and Aaron being like so close. That was so weird. I was like, what happened in the last couple of months where you guys are like besties now?
A mutual hate for Bryn.
Yeah. Oh.
I just want to say I love Uba's confessional look. The
Oh,
pink
and the blonde wig. Oh my god.
which you don't watch Dubai. Maybe you've seen it in the background. But
I've seen you like watch. I've passed by.
her cousin is on it, Chanel.
Oh, okay.
Chanel Ion, and she's known for like having these crazy, amazing like fashion looks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
You think
she's
Uba's trying to like step up her game for her cousin?
because I think Uba's someone who's just like naturally pretty. So she puts on anything, she looks beautiful. But I'm like, her style's going up this season. I love Aaron getting a midday drink at their lunch.
I thought that was so funny. I didn't even realize that until like they got both their coffees, and I was like, oh wait, Aaron got literally like mezcal.
Which I think that was her. She has a mezcal line, so I think she was trying to like promote it.
Oh, okay.
And Uba is talking about her man Oliver. He's not Connecticut man anymore. He's Oliver. He loves her.
Yeah. I mean, he was like, yeah, we're gonna start trying in November and December. And I'm like, that's a huge step.
You know.
I mean, like they're also like way older than
Older.
us, so like it makes sense. Yeah, but that's a huge step.
I know. I'm happy for Uba.
Yeah.
I love just seeing people because like it seemed like last season she was ready, and I just love seeing people like fall in love.
Yeah.
She
Good for her.
It does look her tagline like love looks good on me. It does. What do you think of Rebecca?
Their friend, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had seen Rebecca in like those little Vogue videos of
Mhm.
like, oh, Sabrina Carpenter getting married, or this person, or this and that and stuff. So like I knew of her. It seems like they're trying to introduce her
So
more into the show.
she's going to be part-time.
Okay.
So she's a friend of, which means she'll be at group stuff, but we won't see her at home.
Yeah. But do you think they're like trying to set her up to be a housewife?
Mhm.
Okay.
They do that a lot.
That's
They'll
what
bring
it-
someone in as a friend of.
Well, that's what
and-
it feels like whenever they did the recap of like, oh, what's gonna happen this season. She was like very much involved in that recap, and I was like, oh, it really feels like they're trying to set her up for like season 3 of like, or maybe 4 of like being a housewife.
Oh, yeah. They do that because it is, and they're part-time, so then they can see how much drama they bring, because when they're part-time, they don't get paid per season. They get paid per episode they're in.
Oh.
So the more drama you bring,
Okay, the
more
more
screen
gotcha,
time.
Gotcha. But I like that they're introducing her because I actually do know who she is.
Yeah.
Like I've seen her in things. Like she's actually like not
A New
not
York
to say that they're
socialite.
not like exactly not to say that the other women aren't like working like people or working women, but like I've
Yeah.
seen her. I guess she just has more of a media presence.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she's a Scientologist.
Shut up. She's she really?
Yeah.
Sorry, I made full eye contact with
Producer Andre today.
No, she really is.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were Scientologists in New York.
Yeah. No, her dad is like
Everywhere, yeah.
her dad's like a high up.
Oh, like
In
Tom
science.
Cruise high up.
Yeah. He's like a
Oh.
doctor in Florida.
Oh, good for him.
They come for you.
They're gonna be listening to this.
Kind of, yeah.
I hope so.
I've
Hey,
already said
guys.
some stuff
Hey.
online.
I love. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say that.
No comment.
No comment.
No comment.
And don't give praise because they'll come for you.
Yeah. Just nothing. Okay. And then they kind of break down Bryn and Aaron have drama, and it kind of gets introduced in this scene. And we'll break down the whole story because we're told it basically from Aaron's point of view and then from Bryn's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, see, I'm ready to get
yeah,
into this.
let's get into
Let's get
this.
to
Okay.
Because I remember trying to talk about it during the show. Okay, continue.
So basically what happened was Aaron and Jenna were in the Hamptons having lunch. Jenna drove in on her vintage car. Car broke down. Car breaks down, so Aaron calls Jenna an Uber back to the city. The Uber was about $300 in total.
Yeah, I think it was like $250.
$250.
Yeah.
So expensive Uber. But that's like a 3-hour drive. So
Yeah.
it's Hamptons is not
Mhm.
close. Then Aaron retells the story to Bryn, and I
Brittany
think
and Jessel.
Bryn and Jessel, and I think Aaron adds like a joke, being like, "Is Jessa poor? Is
See, yeah, this is like okay. So I think they're both on like true. They're both telling the truth. I think they both perceived it differently.
exactly
Like I think that Aaron was telling it in a way it was like, oh my god, like she couldn't pay me back. She's poor, blah blah blah. But in like in a joking
in
manner.
a joking way because she's clearly
Yeah, like
not
she
poor.
and she even admits to like she embellishes his stories. Like she's a storyteller. Like she goes off the train track a little bit, but she wasn't like outwardly saying, "Oh, Jenna Lyons is poor." Because let's be honest with each other, Jenna Lyons is not poor. We all know that.
She has like a $5 million beach
She
house,
has
$10
2
million
houses in
loft.
this economy. Like no one is poor if you have 2 houses in this economy.
Yeah, no, she's
No.
probably the richest on the show.
Yeah.
I think they're both embellishers.
Yeah. Oh,
And shit talkers.
100%. And shit talkers. Yeah. And that's why I feel like they butt heads so much.
They're also closest in age
Mhm.
because I think they're both like I think Bryn's 38, she said, and I think Aaron's like 37.
Yeah. I will say though, I think there is a difference with Aaron and Bryn where it's like I haven't seen Aaron go behind people's backs and be like, "Oh, this person said X, Y, and Z,"
Mhm.
compared to Bryn, who's been like, "Oh, well, she said this and that and da 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 da," and like, but Bryn will keep bringing it up, and I'm
Yeah.
but like, what is Bryn's goal? Like, what is her plan? And saying, like, or does she even have a plan, or she just thinks telling them that it's her duty
That's
to say
true.
that?
I do think Aaron though comes in a little defensive.
Yeah.
and
She definitely comes in hot, which I think has a lot to do with like her age and just being so young.
young, yeah.
She just hasn't like fully like.
But so is Bryn. That's why she's so emotional. Like it's the same
Mhm.
thing, kind of, you know. So then we're at the furniture store, and Bryn tells her point of view. We have the whole BO thing.
Yeah, that BO thing was a little weird.
And then Bryn explains why she's really mad at Aaron, and it's the whole Jeff Lewis thing.
See, that's the thing. I feel like it's both of them are getting mad at each other for different things, but they're communicating it through this whole Jenna situation.
Classic housewives.
Yeah.
Let's argue about anything but what we're actually mad about. Yeah.
I mean, even Abe brings it up later. It was like, that's not why you're mad.
It's
and
not about it.
I will say I've been like that too. Like when I'm hangry, I'll get mad at something, like with my roommate about something like so little, and I'm like, no, it's not about that. It's literally I just need to eat, or I'm upset about. Exactly. Most of the time I'm hungry, so.
Yeah. And then Erin kind of explains her point of view more, and so we see both sides, and it's like cutting back and forth. Then we finally see Sai. Hold on. Playing.
This is sponsored by Southwest.
Okay.
Oh,
I think we're good.
Okay, backtrack.
Okay, then we finally see Sai. I felt like we went the whole episode without
We went
Sai.
like halfway through the episode without Sai. Like everyone was introduced. We saw Jessel like 2 times before we even saw. I will say I think Jessel had the. I was thinking about this. I think Jessel had the most screen time out of anyone this episode, which I don't mind because honestly, I think we needed like her lighthearted funniness. I love how she was just like,
I'm mom brain.
I'm mom brain. I'm like, girl, me too. I have mom brain.
I'm mom brain. Pet mom brain.
Pet mom brain. Yeah.
And they go cold plunging, and then Sai completely lies to her, and she was like, "Cold plunging makes you lose weight."
And she got out of the water. She's like, I did not lose any weight. I am not any skinnier.
Yeah. And then Sai breaks the fourth wall, and she talks about seeing herself on TV, which again, they never do that, Kim.
Oh, they don't ever talk about like seeing themselves on TV?
No,
really?
they don't talk about the fact that they're on a show. It's like very rare. And then
like I would always talk about it. I'd be like, "Did you watch what I did last season? That was crazy."
Crazy.
But then I would also not be on the next season, so I guess.
And Sai is all about Sai 2.0 this season. Yeah. It's all about Sai.
Good for her. Honestly, she reminds me of me when I watch like 10 TikToks about my mental health, and I'm like, I'm ready to change. Like I'm a different person. And then she did what she did at the end of the episode, and I was like, she's like, no, I'm not any different. Exactly. And I'm like, me too, except we're 20 years in age difference, so.
It's kind of like a classic Bravo thing too, of like Sai 2.0, like I'm changed, I'm different, and then not at all. I will say I'm obsessed with Sai's bathing suit, and I did look.
So I wasn't even paying attention in their conversation the first episode because I was just staring at Sai's bathing suit the whole time, and I was
I found it.
That is so cute. You did?
Yeah, but it's $300.
Oh, I figured. I'm like, yeah, for something like that.
It's so nice, but I want to get like a dupe of it. You know, because I'm like,
oh, there's totally something out there. Yeah.
Amazon's making the dupe now after the episode.
They hear this podcast, they're like, we're on it, Carson.
We're on it, girl.
We're on it, Carson.
Hey, I'm down.
Hey, Amazon.
And then Sai talks about how her and Bryn haven't seen each other since the reunion, and I totally forgot how they ended.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot, too. I had to go back and watch, like, a couple of recaps to figure out, like, what had happened.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see where that goes.
Okay.
Then we see Jenna and her girlfriend's mom in the closet. Now, I love that we're seeing her girlfriend's mom.
Well, we haven't seen her girlfriend
Need
yet.
to see the girlfriend.
Yeah, well, because even in the Watch What Happens Live, she talks about, oh, we might be married. And I'm like, can you just show me?
Let me see her.
Let me see a picture. Like, has she posted anything on her Instagram?
They're all, like, they're photos, but you can't completely see her.
Okay, so it's like she's been soft launching for months.
For months, okay. I want to meet her, though.
An extended soft launch. Yeah, I want to meet her. And I'm like, I don't know, if, like, maybe she won't even bring her on the show. Do you think?
I think she's too private.
Yeah. And that's fair, honestly. Like, she doesn't have to show every aspect of her life, but, like, I get it. It's, like, real. It's housewives. Like, I want to see everything.
I want everything. Because I love seeing the inside of her closet.
Yeah.
I love seeing that chair that she hasn't fixed still, that continues to break.
I feel like we just need to bring that chair. That chair is a housewife at this point.
Every
season, a new housewife has to sit in it, and it has to break. And if it doesn't break, it just means they're not going to stay. Fired.
You know how they say, like, you know how New York's like a third character in Sex and the City? Jenna's chair.
Jenna's chair is the third character, yeah.
Then we meet Raquel, our new housewife.
Okay, yeah.
Love her, obsessed with her.
Oh my god, she's statuesque. Like, she's stunning.
Pretty. She's not typical housewife at all.
But, like, the comparisons between her and Jenna are, like, literally similar. I'm like, oh, you're just, like,
so similar.
Another version of Jenna, too.
But she also feels like Because New York, the old Roni cast, the whole thing was they're the New York socialites. Like, did you ever know who Tinsley Mortimer was?
No.
She was like a big one of the first, like in the Paris Hilton of like socialites era. She was on Housewives, so
Okay.
they're kind of like the new version. Like, what are the New York socialites now? And I feel like Raquel and Jenna are more that.
Yeah.
You know?
In this day and age, I guess that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, and then so Raquel, basically we learned her and Jenna came out the same year, got divorced at the same time, so that's why they're like good friends. Raquel though talks about how her mom, when she came out, moved back to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that was harsh. That was really actually very shocking, and how she hasn't seen her since then,
Yeah,
or like has made an effort.
and what's that like?
I mean,
wonder-
like for her to bring that up like in the first episode too, like dang.
it must be a big part of her.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
And I'm excited to see, or I'm interested to see like where that goes, or if she's gonna talk more about that.
Also, I didn't realize she was Puerto Rican, and I'm
No,
like,
I didn't know that either. I knew she seemed mixed,
She
but
seemed-
I didn't know
yeah.
what. Yeah,
and yeah, it's just great to see. Like, that's what I love about Roni. That the old
that's
one
why
was
I like
missing.
this cast so much. Like, it's such a diverse cast of people,
Mhm.
and not just like by like their like race and stuff, but just like their personalities, and like Jessel being like from England as well, and like just a whole different range of people, and not necessarily
Yeah.
all straight from New York, but like sitting in New York and living in New York and trying to thrive.
Of what
and
New York culture
Is
is.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah. She does say, though, there was a scandal when her and her fiance got together. She doesn't go into detail.
Oh yeah.
I hope that's revealed.
I feel like her saying it in the first episode, we're gonna hear like it'll be like little tidbits every episode, and then finally like bam, like the big
Bam.
drop.
Bam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then we see Erin and her family at this, like, dessert place. They're talking about their move because they just moved.
That was crazy. Like, should we move again? And I was like, what do you mean move again? I thought I misheard that for a
Me
second.
too, because they just moved.
They just moved.
And then her kid was like, yeah, our house is too small. I would have been so mad if my kid said that on camera.
I didn't realize so I knew she had 3 kids. I didn't realize how older, how old
She
her
had
oldest?
kids young.
Yeah, how old is her oldest?
I think like 9 or 10.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, so she had kids at like our age at that point. Because like, I'm assuming she got married like
She did say
early-
she got married young.
Yeah, early 20s, probably married for a couple of years, and then had children. Because I was like, oh, that kid's at least 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about that now. I'm like, she probably had her first kid at like 25, 26 or something like that, around that. Like, she's a full, like, grown, like, woman with children and stuff. But it blows my mind because she's the same age as, like, my older cousin, who I absolutely love. Like, my older cousin just had her first baby, like, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it amazes me. I'm like, wow, like, this woman, 3 kids, and, like...
Wow. Then Erin talks about her mom having breast cancer, which...
Oh, that broke my heart, especially because how her father just passed away.
Yeah. Can we publicly just send some love to Erin?
Yeah,
like,
all the love to Erin.
like dealing with your mom having cancer,
And then your
dad
father
dying.
passing away. Like, I can't imagine having to deal with like both.
Especially
traumas.
because she's such a family oriented.
She's a very family oriented. Yeah. So all the
Yeah.
love to Erin, all the love to her
Yeah.
family. We're thinking about you.
Just so sad
Yeah.
though. And then we see her and Abe kind of like, he makes a joke about them doing mushrooms, and
Which is funny because like whoever edited this episode, you cracked me up. Kudos to you, because the way you cut to like her talking about the same thing in the season 1,
I know, so
cracked me up.
the Bravo editors never disappoint.
Yeah.
But it kind of reminded me of Vanderpump Rules, of like James being like, it's not about the pasta. Abe's like, it's not about the mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's not about the mushrooms. I hope he didn't cheat on her.
Also, can we go back to her kids? Where did her kids go?
I think they did the kid thing of just like running around the restaurant.
I feel like the producer was like, told the older kid, like, let's get up.
Get
You
up.
and your mom and dad have to fight. He's like, all right. Because the oldest son's like, I'm going to take the kids this way. And I'm like, you're also literally a kid.
Yeah.
That actually cracked me up. He's like, all right, I'm going to take the kids over here. And I was like, you're 9 years old.
He does seem like kind of like a firecracker.
Yeah,
a little
he
bit.
seems like he'll, like, once he gets older, he's going to be a really good, like, older brother.
He's going to be like taking his sibling. Like when he said, let me take the kids, I'm like, you're a kid.
Yeah. Like, I think he's going to be protective, but, like, still, like, the fun older brother. So...
Then we finally see Raquel's apartment. I love her fiance. You know how I'm attracted to Bryn's brother? I'm also attracted to Raquel's
No, keep talking.
Oh, I'm also attracted to
I was ready to comment.
I'm also attracted to Raquel's partner as well.
Oh, okay.
Like it's the same like masculine gentleness.
I was gonna go back to their apartment. Their apartment didn't look like lived in.
No, I think
No,
they
they
just got
just
it.
moved?
They just moved for the show.
Yeah. That's what it felt. It feels like, because I was like looking at it, I was like, this apartment seems like too sterile for it to be Raquel's apartment.
The
Again,
bed,
we don't know her quite yet, so maybe her
Yeah.
style, but still.
the bed though was so low. Did you notice that? I was like,
It seems like a hotel bed, or like this is like a staged bed.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm obsessed with her engagement ring.
Yeah.
I love how unique it is. I think it's fun.
I'm a really like traditional girly.
But
when
it's a
it
second
comes-
marriage.
Oh, okay.
Think about like, okay, you get one traditional and you're like, fuck, that marriage didn't work. Like, I think, wouldn't you just want something like unique?
I don't know. I don't think I would want something so like big and like gaudy
Yeah.
like that. But like again, like it's
I
not
love
my
it for a
style.
housewife.
I love it for a housewife. And for myself, I personally like one ring on my finger right now is already bothering me. But still,
I'm not a ring girl either.
I always want to be a ring girly, and I always try to be a ring girly, and I lose every single
And
one.
the feeling of it, like, I think also
Mhm.
because I have arthritis, so sometimes if I get any inflammation, I'm like, it's too tight.
Yeah.
It's too small.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love her. I love how they're like motorcycle like riders too. I think that's like
That's
cool.
cute. Yeah. I
The-
love how she was like, yeah, I can't ride the motorcycles anymore because I think I'm like Fast and the Furious. And I'm like, you're cracking me up, girly.
She got in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the girls go to Fleur for Bryn's like night out, and of course Bryn brings her brother. I do have to say, I love the vagina dress.
Oh my god, I loved it too. I loved it, and they were like they weren't kind of shitty on it, like, but she walked in and I was like, this is so cute, and like even in her confessional, she's wearing like a kind of like a red version of it.
Love.
I loved it. I was like, I would wear something fun like that.
I think she looks cute, and when she was like, someone was like, it looks like a period string. I was like, obsessed, feminine energy.
Feminine energy.
So Erin is pissed at Bryn and Jessel because she texted Jessel saying,
When
I'm
she
disappointed
texted
in
Jessel that, I was like, girl, I don't even do that anymore.
you.
She's
So
like,
passive aggressive.
Disappointed. And I'm like, are you just gonna leave me hanging like that? Disappointed.
I wanted to say it was passive aggressive.
No,
but
it was. It was 100% passive aggressive because
Yeah.
she was going to address her. She wanted her to like walk into the bar with like fear and anxiety.
Yeah.
And that's what Erin does. And I love her and I hate her for it sometimes. But I'm like, she knows what she's doing.
She does.
She knows what she's doing.
They all knew they had to come because that's how every housewife premiere
Yeah.
opens. It's like they're all individually doing their own things and then they come together and fight.
Mhm.
And then they were like, who am I fighting with? And Erin's like, I'm fighting with everyone.
See, and that's the thing. I feel like this is like where Jessel and Erin's like closeness is gonna start this
Yeah.
season.
I agree. So then Sai confronts Jenna because she says that she didn't say she hated Jenna, and then they blame Bryn. But Jenna and Sai apologizes, but I don't think Jen's really open to the apology.
Mm-mm.
I think Sai kind of burned
Well,
that bridge.
Jen is. I feel like Jenna gets like over the not very fast, but like once she's over it, and she doesn't want to like talk about it
She's
again.
done.
Like with the whole like Erin saying
Mhm.
that thing, she was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, like I'm not upset about this anymore, but Bryn is still talking about it, so I just want you to like." And I think with that, with her telling Erin that she was just doing that to be like, hey, maybe you should talk to Bryn about it. Not necessarily like fighting, like starting drama. But again,
Yeah.
it could be perceived as like, oh, she's like stirring the pot. But
She
I'm
is
thinking-
stirring the pot,
she
but I
is
don't think
stirring the
she
pot.
meant to.
I don't think she meant to.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like. That's why I'm more surprised about like what Jenna's gonna do this season.
But I like it because
No,
it
I enjoy
feels
it too, yeah.
authentic, you
Mhm.
know?
Like she's still saying to herself, but also she's giving us a little bit more housewife.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
I found it so funny when Erin told Jessel she needed to be nicer. I just found that so funny. It kind of did feel like they were all trying to fight a little too much. Like they wanted to have a really good premiere episode.
Yeah, and they did it.
They did
They
it.
achieved it.
They did it. Started cracking up though when the whole sugar baby fight started.
Oh, that sugar baby fight was so weird, and like I love how, because again, like it's different people's like perspectives. Like maybe Bryn doesn't see it, or like, and I don't think Bryn was like slut shaming sex workers or anything
No.
like that. Like I think if anything, Bryn is like the most positive about it. But I think it's just hurtful to hear that coming being said about you and then your supposed friend. Like, I get where she's coming from. Again, he didn't like explicitly say like
but
those
he was
things.
indicating
He
it.
was implying it, and I think the girls were like, no, he didn't say that. I'm like, but yeah, but he was implying it.
He was implying it, and remember, she doesn't have a husband, so it's
No.
easy for the girls who are unmarried or have
Partners to be like, oh yeah, I would be a sex worker, I would be a sugar baby,
Yeah.
I was a sugar baby. It's easy for you to say that because you're in a secure relationship.
Yeah.
But for Bryn, it's like, okay, I don't want people going around saying like I'm the way I make my money is like by having sex with men. And, like,
because she
that's not.
worked for
She
it.
works for it. Like she
Yeah.
has a legit like job. She works for it.
She went to Purdue. That's like
Yeah,
a really good school.
she's a smart woman. She
Yeah.
is a smart woman. So like, don't downplay. And that's not to say like women who are sex workers are not smart women.
Yeah.
You can be both, but by
But
doing
women can also make a lot of money, not
doing
sex
sex.
work.
So yeah. So what the guy on the podcast said, it was shitty. It was
Yeah.
a shitty thing to do. But like,
Yeah, and I do think as well, like, just with the whole thing, like, Aaron didn't really say anything bad.
no, Erin was in the wrong. Like, she did not defend her. And, like, with these situations, I'm like, you hurt somebody, you should, like, apologize. I get it, like, you don't understand what you did wrong in that moment. But, like, Erin didn't defend her. She also didn't say anything either, which is also in the same boat, I feel like.
And then when they were at the bar, Sai just completely involved herself, and it didn't make... It wasn't her fight.
Sai was, like, I think Sai just wanted to, like, I think she still had, like, some pent-up anger towards Bryn.
Yeah,
So
she
she was
did.
like, oh, well, they're fighting now, let me just chime in. Like, this is a good time, which I think is the worst time.
The worst time.
The
and
worst time.
out the window goes Sai 2.0, and she's... What does she say to Bryn? You are the devil?
She's like, not today, Satan, not today. I was like, girl, how many times are you going to say it? I'm scared. If I was in the, like, in the booth next to you guys, I would have been out of that bar.
And then Bryn starts crying, which... my heart broke a little when I saw her, like, trying not to cry and then turning away from the camera
Mm-hmm.
and then her grabbing
didn't
her brother.
notice that.
I saw that.
I saw her just leave, yeah.
And then I did think it was funny that we were talking about how she was like, all I do is, like, bat my eyelashes and flirt. It's like, girl,
No, she was like, she's like, they're calling me Satan, they're calling me a manipulator, but all I do is sit here and smile and laugh and giggle. And I'm like, girl, you're a grown woman.
You played a part,
You
too.
played a part in it, and, like, it's,
Yeah.
you just can't sit there and giggle. Like, you gotta like take responsibility for your actions. Like,
Yeah.
you hurt people, you affect people. You were also hurt and affected. Does not lessen your feelings at all.
No.
But don't sit there and be like, I just smile and giggle. Her brother, I was watching him the whole time, and I was like, he does not know what to do.
He feels so awkward.
He feels so awkward. He's like, all right, let's just go. Stop. Back to the editor. Kudos to you, editor. The way he cut to, like, you know, the girls are fighting, and then cuts to the boys being like, haha, yeah, like, I don't even remember what they were talking about.
Just being boys.
They're like, oh, they said something, they're like, your mom, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, literally, like, your mother, and I was like, okay, and then it cuts back to them or whatever.
They're screaming. I love it.
Yeah, and then Bryn leaves, and literally, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Abe or Jessel's husband, but they were just like, oh, already? And I'm like, oh, they're prepared.
And then Uba shows up like,
oh, I love Uba's entrances, and be like, oh, hi, guys, and the men are like, Uba, like, just so excited. And they're like, hey, guys, just hugging. She's like, where's Bryn? Oh, girl, you missed it. Cuts to the credits.
It feels like in Hamilton, the what did I miss? Like, Uba's just coming in like,
Hey, guys, like, walks, and I was like, did you not see Bryn on your way out? Like,
yeah, it was a good episode.
I'm telling you, again, editor, you did a great job this first episode. Love it. Whoever's editing this, I feel like it's like a Gen Zer. It's like, let me just put this
It's funny.
together. Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, people were, like, kind of shitting online about it, like the Bravo viewers. They're wrong. They're wrong.
What were they saying?
They were just like, it's not bringing it, it's overproduced. And I think people...
I can
It's
kind of
not
see,
the-
like,
yeah.
the overproduced bits of it, but, like, if you don't look at that, then I think the rest of the season was good. Because there were some parts, again, like, you know, the kids walking away,
Yeah.
like, certain parts where it's, like, you could tell the producer how to say in what they were doing, but, like, besides that, like, sometimes you need a producer's hand in there just to push the story a little bit.
I agree. I don't want unproduced show.
That's
like,
why we have producers. I'm like, oh, take the producer out. The show's going to be boring no matter what housewives you're watching.
Yeah.
You need that little push and stuff. Obviously, we all know reality TV is reality TV, but, like, it also needs those producers, those directors, that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm stoked for the season.
Yeah, I'm so
Me
excited.
too.
I can tell like they really did their homework, they did their research, and like they're ready to go for this next. Like the drama seems like a little bit more serious, a little bit in the Bravo sense, like a
Yeah.
little bit more like okay,
Real.
real, exactly. Yeah, it's
They're not
compared to-
fighting over cheese.
Yeah, exactly. Like
It's not about
the
the
whole
cheese.
3-episode cheese thing. I'm like, that's enough. I don't want to hear anything more about cheese. I don't even want to eat cheese after that side.
No.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. It's going to be a fun season.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It was a great episode.
I think it was a really good first episode. Like it caught me. Like I was hooked.
Yeah.
Hooked. Yeah.
So-
Loved every little bit about it. I'm excited to see what happens with Bryn and stuff. And like again, really excited for Aaron and Jessel. Like I really think they're just gonna be like these middlemen. I just also love Jessel. She's just so funny.
What a glow. Like,
What a glow up. And like
personality wise.
she looks fantastic. I'm glad what like she
New face and all.
Yeah, new face and all, personality and physically. She looks great.
A lot of them, I saw this video, Jenna Lyons
Mm-hmm.
from Vogue.com from 2012. She also has a different face.
Yeah.
So they all have different faces.
Yeah.
But
And that's great. Do what you need to do, girl. Do what
Yeah.
you need to do.
shit, if you have
Yeah.
money,
If you have money, girl, I would be getting Botox every single week if I could.
every treatment,
Every treatment, yeah.
all those. But yeah, so.
But also, don't let society make you feel bad about what you look like.
Yeah. One of the new on Salt Lake City, I think there's one, the new housewife, she doesn't get Botox. And I'm like, oh, it's so refreshing
Yeah.
seeing like.
It's so refreshing to see, like, especially like fillers are now like going away. Like,
Wow.
the girl who plays Charlotte in Sex and the City, she got all of her filler dissolved. She looks fantastic. She looks
So good.
great without it.
So good.
So,
Well, this was a fun episode of The Real House Guest of North Hollywood. Follow Kim if you like Kim. She will be
Yeah.
back to cover
I
some
will
more
be
Roni. And follow me everywhere. I'm The Real House Guest of North Hollywood. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube. And then like us.
yeah.
Okay.
Like
bye.
us everywhere. Bye.